Hi, my name is Bernard Brault, and today I'll share with you how a Vernier scale works. And what you see here is a caliper. It's an instrument designed to measure with some precision an object. And you insert the object here, and you push the slider right there, and it gives you a reading. And that small scale that you see down there etched in the metal slider right there is called the Vernier scale, and I'll explain how it's used to make a more accurate measurement. So as you can see here, we have a scale or something like a ruler, and actually there are two of them, one in inches and the other one in centimeters, and it's divided in 0.1 centimeter there, 2 to 3, so every 0.1. So it'd be kind of hard to actually measure something a little more precise than the little gap in between that you see there. But the Vernier scale will allow us to do this. So let me explain that. So you start with a ruler or some kind of a scale, and of course it's divided in equal sections, and here's you see one. And what you do is you build an identical one, and you actually shrink it down by 10%. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to shrink it down. So if you shrink it down by 10%, you need to line it up sort of with the 9 there. So this is exactly the same scale, but reduced by 10%. So if you're reducing the length by 10%, you're reducing it by 0.1, right? And what you see here is that the sort of unit 1 there is 0.1 shorter than the one right there. 2 is therefore 0.2 shorter. So this here, between the distance or the length between these 2 points right there, is 0.2. Here's 0.3, 0.4. And as you notice there, the distance between this mark on the Vernier scale and this one is 0.5. So that's halfway in between. So how you use this is if you take the Vernier scale and you slide it to the right, so you see here the distance between this mark, this 1 unit mark on the Vernier scale, and the 1 unit mark is 0.1. So if I slide this Vernier scale to the right and line up the 1, what I end up having here is that the origin of the Vernier scale is shifted to the right by a distance of 0.1. If I move the Vernier scale and line up the 2's there, this here corresponds to 0.2, and so on. So now here the distance is 0.3 right there. I'm going to line up the 4's, and this is 0.4 and 5 and so on. So let's say I have an object that I want to measure. So this object, as you can see, measures sort of 4 just from eyeballing it. You see it's not quite 4.5. It looks like around 4.4 or something like this. But of course the scale is pretty big, and you could have certainly made some smaller divisions there. But imagine this was very relatively small, and you wouldn't be able to read something very well and these divisions in between. This is where you'd use that Vernier scale. So I shifted the Vernier scale to the right. So the origin of the object you want to measure starts with the main ruler. It is, as you can see, 4.1 or so. And then the next step is you look at which lines on the Vernier scale line up with the major scale. And as you can see there, this is the closest alignment that you have. So it looks like it's a little more than 4, but definitely less than 5. So that leads us to the conclusion that, this object measures a little bit more than 4.4. So this is how the Vernier scale works, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care.